So those of you joining us on Facebook Live, we are going to start in 3 minutes. You just give some time for Facebook to give people notifications. And let everyone start to get set up and warm up. And again, we will start in 3 minutes as you see the timer below. I see Shion Russell has already joined us. Anyone who shows up early here and is coming into the chat, I have a couple of plans about what to work on today, but I'm also willing to take suggestions. And so I'm planning maybe on hitting Yanjigoto Kibidachi, maybe some other combinations. But if you have any things that you would like, anything that you would specifically haven't done yet in these classes that you would like, I'm happy to do it. Even if it's something that is slightly advanced, we can probably figure out on the fly a slightly simpler version for the most elementary students in the room. But yeah, any suggestions, put them on up. I'll see it. And again, we'll start in about 2.5 minutes. Actually worth 10 because Astrid's whole family and Franz and Oliver. I'll throw an us out to the Clayton family, Kyle, Astrid, and B. Also to the Franz and Oliver, I imagine maybe are both there. I'm betting Franz isn't in his gi though. He's going to stand there watching Oliver do it. As much as I'll make him feel guilty, he's still just not going to do it. Oh, and Theodore's here too. Nice group so far. So I'll say it again for those of you that are coming in. We'll start in a little over a minute. See, the Janinos are here as well. And what I mentioned to earlier for a few minutes ago is that, I have a general plan of what we're going to do today, but if there's any specific area that we have not hit in these recent classes that you would like to, please throw it into the chat right now, and we'll try to see if we can make it work. We're probably going to hit some of the Yanjigoto Kibidachi that most of you already know some of. If you pick something that's like a bit advanced, then I will figure out a way to do a simplified version for the newest students or for the lower belt students. So feel free. If there's something that you feel like we have been missing recently or something you haven't had a chance to practice, go ahead, throw it into the chat. Hopefully that move didn't make anyone sick. Good.
That's a good Uchiha.
Okay, let's line up. Nice. You just go right there. Over here. And everyone at home joining us, everyone stand on up, stand straight and strong. Take a couple of breaths. And Shinzan bow. Nice. Bow Seki Shian. Nice. Courtesy here. Nice. Bow Senpai Aji. Nice. Bow Senpai Christian. Nice. Once again, your right leg back, picking up a fighting stance, and kamaite. Move around, shadow box, get yourselves warmed up. So those of you that are at home, just start moving around, getting yourself warm. As always, any techniques that you'd like. So I'll say again to the people at home, in case you weren't here before we started, at any point in any of these classes, feel free, preferably before, but at any point in these classes, feel free to put into the chat anything that you would like to perhaps work on. I won't be able to get to everything if people do suggest a bunch of things, but I'm happy if you've been taking a few of our classes, there might have been some gaps or some areas that I haven't hit. Feel free, you know, we haven't done shutos or elbow strikes, we haven't done yunjigoto or combinations, haven't done Tai Sabaki or what, feel free, let me know, and I will add it to it. Those of you at home, try and move all 4 limbs. Remember, the goal here isn't necessarily to work on only your fighting techniques, but also to just warm everything up, go through a broad range of motions, so when you do the motions in class, you're less likely to injure yourself. And yame. Good. Both of you move over to the right one mark on the floor, and you can stretch out on your own 30 seconds. Yeah, this is a good view. So again, for those of you at home, I recommend that everybody go to our YouTube channel. That's YouTube/user/UWS Kenshikai, and subscribe there. We put up every one of the Facebook Live classes, we then put a copy on YouTube, usually the same day. So if you miss it, you'll catch it there. We've also been doing daily quick concept videos, which are like 1-minute, 2-minute videos, some for the little kids, some for the bigger kids, some for the adults about karate. And there's a great opportunity just to find like little snippets. And then we also have the full-length classes that you can do anytime that are up there in both karate and jiu-jitsu. I've also put up 2 episodes so far, and the 3rd one will come out in the next couple days, of the intro to BJJ. And that is meant to be for people who, you know, especially people who do train and would love to get like their significant other or some friend that they, you know, are like quarantine accessible with to get interested in jiu-jitsu. That's the point of those, is to introduce like the general idea behind a lot of jiu-jitsu, and might help some of you guys. Karate is a little more accessible. People who have never done it before could probably jump into one of these classes. Not quite the same with jiu-jitsu. So either way, go to our YouTube channel, subscribe to it, hit the little notification thing so you'll know when we post new videos. We've been doing stuff basically every single day. So hopefully you guys will find the opportunity to join us. And let's everyone stand up. And why don't you guys turn around, face this direction, and take one big step back. No, I mean the red wall, Adri. Yep, there we go. Perfect. Yep, excellent. And yoi. Right leg forward into right Sanchin-dachi, both hands up, kamaite. So we always start class with these same basics. And the reason behind that is, one, they're important. There are basic punches, but also it's to give you this kind of moment of reset every single class. We start with these basic punches, and like your mind could be anywhere. It could be all over the place. There are a lot of people have lots of different things that we're stressing about right now. And the idea is when we go into these basic punches, we're doing karate. We remind ourselves. So yeah, doing the same techniques over and over can be a little bit boring. It also should be a touchstone for you. Here you are, you're in class. Both fists out. Right fist pull back. Punching the stomach slow and strong with a deep breath. Ich. Ni. San. Chi. Go. Rook. Punching fast. Ich. Ni. San. Chi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hutch. Ku. Yo. Yeah. Bring the punch up to the face. Slow and strong again. Ich. Ni. San. Chi. Go. Rook. Punching fast. Ich. Ni. San. Chi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hutch. Ku. Yo. Yeah. Bring the punch down. Gedan Suki. Slow and strong. Ich. Ni. Sun. Chi. Go. Rook. Punching fast. Ich. Ni. Sun. Chi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hach. Ku. Jo.
Yeah.
Sanbon-suki, 3 punches, face, stomach, down. In Japanese, Jodan, Chudan, Geidan. Ready, ich. Ni. Sun. Chi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hach. Ku. Jo.
Yeah.
Very good. We're reversing it. Sanbon-suki now. Geidan, Chudan, Jodan. Or down, middle, up. Ich. Ni. Sun. Chi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hach. Ku. Jo.
Yeah.
Very good. Third and final set. Jodan, Geidan, Chudan. Or upper, lower, middle. Ready? Ich. Up, down, middle. Ni. Sun. Stay focused. Chi. It's very easy to drift over to one of the others. Go. If you don't focus on this one. Rook. Sich. Hach. Ku. Jo.
Yeah.
Very good. Everyone take a deep breath. And now bring both arms up into Seiken Ago Suki position. Okay. So Seiken Ago Suki is kind of traditional karate's nod to a more modern boxing punch, right? Instead of having a chamber, our hands are up high, kind of almost in a defensive posture around our head. And instead of leaving the arm out, we snap the punch out and bring it right back to where it started. So it should be this slightly exaggerated version of a boxing pose, arms up high by our temples. We're going to snap to the nose, or snap to the chin, excuse me, to be precise, and then right back. Ready? Right hand first. Ich. Left hand. Ni. Sun. Chi. Go. Rook. Sich. Hach. Ku. Jo.
Yeah.
And now what we're going to do on each number, that's how many punches that we throw. Whatever arm we just used, we're going to start with the other arm. So let me explain. On the first count, and the gentleman up here will do it with me, on the first count, you'll throw 1 punch starting with the right hand, ich. And now on the second count, you'll start with your left hand and throw 2 punches. It'll be left, right, ni, 1, 2, exactly. And now, since you just started with your left hand, you're going to start with your right hand on 3 punches, san, 1, 2, 3. Very good. So the system for it is meant to be like a mental practice, kind of keep your brain in front of the combination. Everyone's starting 1 punch, first count, right hand. Ready? Ich. 2 punches starting with your left. Ni. 3 starting with the right. Sun. 4 starting with the left, and then I'm going to stop helping you. Chi. 5. Go. 6 coming. Rook. Sich. 7. Go, 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 go. 8 starting with the left. Hach. Ku. 9. Last one. Let out the ki on 10. Jo.
Yeah.
And right leg pulls back. All right. Good. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Down on your stomach, push-up position, 30 seconds. Go. Begin. So an idea for you guys out there on breath, on breathing. So many of you, myself certainly included, you're not getting the kind of exercise that you normally get in, right? Many of us are able or lucky enough to train like almost every day, and you're not getting that now. So what do we do when our cardio feels worse, when our stamina feels worse? So your body needs to breathe hard when it's running out of steam, when it's running out of air. Let it. So instead of trying to control your breath and limit it, no, all the way down, all over onto your back. Before you run out of breath, get that air in, get that oxygen pumping through your system. So we want to be comfortable with breathing at an accelerated rate. Your body wants to go, no, 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 we're breathing too hard, slow down. Don't do that. Let your body breathe hard. It wants to, it needs the oxygen. You're working your muscles, you're working your lungs. Let it happen. Breathe deep before you need to. Otherwise, you're going to end up gasping. 10 more seconds. And down. Good. Stretch on your own. We're coming back with some basic blocks. And for those of you that are joining us that aren't my normal students, I'm going to explain a concept about what we call a two-phased block, or a two-phase technique in general. It's just the blocks themselves happen to have that built into it. And stand up. Take one step back towards the mirror, just so you can see here. So the idea of a two-phase technique, and it's going to apply to blocks or anything else, is that some techniques, your basic punch that you just performed, it's single phase. So my hand is already here, my hand is there. There's only one motion to the technique, just the punch coming out. But some other techniques have two phases. They have a setup and then they have an execution. So our blocks are a perfect example. If I just did, if I just did Jodan Uke, upper block right here, to get to my next Jodan Uke, there's a setup first, boom. I go to this setup, and then I explode the block. And even if you're a very experienced practitioner, you'll slowly start drifting to this motion of just going through the setup into the block, and you end up like losing a little bit of snappiness to it, you lose extra power, and instead we want to have it be two-phase. So on the first phase, we go to the setup dynamically. We launch to that setup. If we're doing outside block, we're here, we launch to this position. If we're doing inside block from here, we launch to this position for that next block. If we're doing lower block, we launch to here. If you're wearing your gi, I won't hear it because you're at home, but you should hear your uniform snap as it goes there. Snap as it goes there, and then of course, the snap on the execution. So as we do all these blocks, you at home, if you're wearing a gi, and even if not, you should feel it, two phases. There should be a setup and then an execution. Left leg forward into left Sanchin Dachi this time. Both hands up. Kamaite. Good. Left arm up, Jodan Uke. Make sure it's two-phased every time. Ready? Ich. 1, 2. Ni. We don't need to slow the technique down once we feel comfortable with the two phases. Sun. Chi. Go. Ruk. Sich. Hatch, ko, jo.
Yeah.
Middle outside block, Chudan Soto Uke. Ready, ich, behind and then out. Ni, snap behind, then out. Sun, chi, go, ruk, sich, hatch, ko, jo.
Yeah.
Middle inside block. Ready, ich, snap under and then out. Ni, sun, chi, go, ruk, sich, hatch, ko, jo.
Yeah.
And finally, left arm down, Gedan Barai. Ich, ni, try to punch up to your opposite ear and then down. Sun, chi, go, ruk, sich, hatch, ko, jo.
Yeah.
Very good. So now we're not going to do it right now, but I want you to think about Chudan Uchi Uke Gedan Barai, the double block. One arm up, one arm down. That technique does not have two phases. So for the purpose of consistency, we're just going to stick with these 4. So both of you guys take a big step forward. And then let your right leg step back into Zenkutsu Dachi Gedan Barai. Kamaite.
Yeah.
Very good. So we're going to step forward and we're going to do all of those blocks. So those of you at home, you can choose to do any 2 of the blocks, any 3 of the blocks, or all 4. It's entirely up to you. Stepping forward. Ready? If you're doing all 4, we're going to do from the top to the bottom. Upper, outside, inside, lower. Ready? Ich. Block up. Same hand out. Same hand in, same hand down. Good. So for again, experienced students with me, this is a standard combination we do all the time. those of you that this is new for, just pick any of the 2 blocks and combo them with the same arm. Because we're doing the double phased idea, there should be twice as many movements as you think. So if you're doing 4 blocks, there should actually be 8 movements. Set up, block, set up, block, set up, block, set up, block. If you're doing 2 blocks, there should be 4 movements. Set up the first block, set up, and then the second block. Neat. Up, out. Good. If I close my eyes in here, I should hear 8 snaps from each one of these 2 guys. Son! You guys are fine. You're on camera. Perfect.
Yeah.
Very good. We here are going to mate. We're going to turn around, but you guys at home can either stay in one spot or you can retreat if you want to keep your eyes on wherever you're broadcasting this. Whichever. Turn, retreat, anything you want. Guys here are going to mate though. Left leg move and mate all 4 blocks. Do the 4 blocks again, guys. Yes, that wasn't clear, my fault. Same thing forward. Itch. Neat. And sun, adjust if you have to.
Yeah.
Very good, mate. Same thing one more time, yeah. So when we do something that is only 3 steps in a certain direction, often if we can, when we mate, we want to do the combination again. Because if you think it through, when you only do 3, you end up doing twice as many on one side than the other. And so the mate being the 4th one means that you end up doing 2 on the right and 2 on the left. Good. See, you have a couple of late people showing up. I see Baptista's here, hello. And yeah, everyone just jump on in, follow along. All right, we're doing 4 blocks once again, stepping forward. For those of you who just joined us, upper block, outside block, inside block, lower block. Itch. Try to add the setups on each one. Very good. Neat. Up, out, in, and down. Sun with a key eye on the gate number I. I should hear 8 snaps.
Yeah.
Very good. When you mate, left arm again, mate. Again, those of you at home, you can retreat instead of turn if you don't have the space. Itch. Neat. Sun.
Yeah.
And mate. Very nice. You're in Zen Kutsurachi, so that means to nare, your back leg comes forward. Nare. Very good. 2 guys here. Stretch out. Those of you at home can do the same and look this way and listen. So we are going to move forward into our Yanjigodo Kibarachi. That's Yanjigodo Kibarachi literally translates into the way of 45 degrees for Kibarachi. Yanju-go, it means 45. And do means the way of, like karate do. So Yanju-go-do means the way of 45. We're moving in 45-degree angles every time. So for those of you that this is new for, we've never done it, especially if we have any people from other dojos who haven't done karate with us before and haven't done Yanji-go-do, the movements can be very challenging, just the physical footwork. So in the Yanji-go-dos, we've got 5 different of them, blue belt through black belt. I sometimes will do what we call like a Yanji-go-do 0, like an easier version than even Yanji-go-do number 1. Yanji-go-do number 1, you step on this diagonal and then it's a 4-move hand combination. Because the footwork is a little complicated, the hands are a bit complicated, for someone who's new to it, it can be overwhelming. And so we'll sometimes do a simplified version of only an uppercut punch on the front hand and then a reverse punch on the other hand. Every time we step, the goal is we bring our feet together and step with a different leg. So the one mistake that you can make, and many beginners make, is they come in together and then they step forward with that other leg and they end up with their back to the direction they want to go. So wherever we are, our feet come together and then the same foot just moves. On the second step, the feet come together and that same foot moves, different from the last step. Hopefully for those of you that are watching, this isn't brand new to any of you, if this is something you've done a bunch before, maybe you haven't thought of it in that framework before, and this can be helpful. Let's stand up. So if this is brand new, you can just have 2 techniques, uppercut, reverse punch. Everyone else, we're going to jump right into number 1, which is 4 moves. And yoi. Right leg back, Zen Kutsurachi get number out. Kamaite.
Yeah.
Also a little bit, unfortunately, this first step doesn't fit any of the others where we start in Zen Kutsurachi. And we also point with our front hand, not our chamber hand. Stepping forward, ready, itch. Right foot joins the left, steps in, uppercut. Uraken, lower block, or kakiyuke to be precise, and then punch. Stepping forward, left leg, left hand. Knee. Uppercut, Uraken, kakiyuke, reverse punch. And sun.
Yeah.
So just like I described in the last combination, the mate, the turn here, includes another iteration of the technique. So your left leg is going to move laterally towards your right. You're going to turn and point with your right hand and left uppercut. I know that was a lot. Try your best if you don't know it. Mate. Turn, turn, turn. Left uppercut. Uraken, block, punch. Moving forward. Ich. 1, 2, 3, 4. Knee. Sun.
Yeah.
And mate, left leg moves, right hand, left hand punches. Very good. We're moving on to number 2, which is technically the yellow belt combination of Yanchigodo. Those of you at home that are only blue belts, you're only allowed to do number 1, but I can't see you. So if you decide to do numbers 2 through 5, I'm sure you'll get away with it. If you are there at home with a blue belt who starts cheating and does number 2, number 3, or number 4, I will give you an advanced stripe on your belt if you narc them out to me. Send me an email. Say your daughter, who's a blue belt, is doing number 3, and she has betrayed you and never deserves promotion. And I will take you seriously. Okay, number 2, 6 move. On the first step, let's count it down. Ich, stepping forward, uppercut, Uraken. 1, 2. We're adding now a right hammer fist. Go. A left hand Nukite, spear hand. Go. Right hand block, left hand punch. First 2 moves are the same, last 2 moves are the same. The middle 2 moves are new. Knee, uppercut, back fist, hammer fist, spear hand, block, punch. Okay, you're on your own. Ready, sun.
Yeah.
Mate. Moving forward. Ich. Knee. Sun.
Yeah.
Mate. We're moving on to number 3. We're adding an upper block in the middle. What I'd like everyone to do, no matter which one you're doing, if you're doing number 1, number 2, number 3, and then as we move on further, what I'd like to see is each one of the techniques themselves being discrete, meaning as in obviously different from the other ones. So I don't want to see uppercut, back fist, and it's like they both kind of look the same. One of the main points here is that the uppercut looks like an uppercut. The back fist looks like a back fist. The hammer fist, different angle, but now it's a straighter wrist, right? And so as we're now going to add an upper block, which could easily be confused with the hammer fist and the back fist and the punch. That's the whole point. We've got 4 techniques here that could easily be misconstrued as each other if they're not exactly right. So be precise and make these different techniques discrete from each other. Adding upper block into the middle if you are green belt on up. Ich. After the Nukite, before the lower block. Knee. After the Nukite, before the lower block. And sun.
Yeah.
Mate. Ich. Knee. Sun.
Yeah.
Mate. And breathe. Good. As you start doing this by mouth volume, especially if you're doing the techniques well, you will start burning through your stamina. That's great. That's good for you. But we want to be able to get the whole way. So breathe. All right. Number 4, we're adding an elbow strike after the Nukite. So once you stab with the spear hand, you're going to elbow into that spear hand before the upper block, lower block, reverse punch. Number 4, brown belt 1. Whatever number you're on, keep doing it. If you want to evolve to one further, feel free. Ich. I'm joking about the getting in trouble for going outside of your range, by the way. Knee. In general, we'd like to work on the material that's required of us, but experimenting with the higher stuff is fine. It's fun. Sun. Mate. Hitch. Knee. Sun.
Yeah.
Mate. Last set coming up, black belt combination. We're adding a second elbow strike. The downward Iji Aroshi, which is our down elbow, is going to happen directly between the two blocks, between the upper block and the lower block. So, Sukiyage Iraken, Tetsui Nukite, the first elbow strike, upper block, the second elbow strike, lower block, and then punch. I refer to it as lower block just to kind of keep it simple. It's technically a Kakiyuki, a hook block. Ready? Ich. Number 5, black belt combination. Elbow, upper, lower, block, punch. Excellent, you two. Neat. These guys are showing a very, very good rendition of this. If you can pull any details out of it for your own practice, do so. Sun.
Yeah.
Don't copy that one. Mate. You taught me wrong on purpose as a joke. Itch. Nate. And Sun.
Yeah.
And Mate. Back leg comes forward, right arm on the outside. Nare. Breathe. Everyone down in your stomach push-up position.
Let's.
Good. 30 seconds and begin. So at home yesterday, Jennifer, Maya, and I decided to do a class together, and we want to do something we hadn't done before, all the way down, go over onto your back. So we jumped into a HIIT, a high intensity interval training. Begin, go ahead, guys. Yep. You know, between the two of us, it's 13 degrees of black belt, a whole bunch of jiu-jitsu experience as well. My legs will never be the same. I don't see how I can ever possibly recover from what that terrible band did to us today. 30 minutes. Head down, stretch out on your own. I highly recommend it. So we're going to do what we've done recently with kata in these classes, which is we're going to do 4 katas together, where no matter what your rank is and what you're doing them. You have to. And then after that, you have some free reign to do what you'd like a little bit. So we're going to do the beginning katas of each one of the families. We're going to do Taikoku number 1, Pinan 1, Kenshikai 1, and Sanchin. We'll do all those together as a group. Then we'll do a couple of advanced katas, different ones from last time if you were in our last class. If you are a senior of that rank, feel free to do it from the point of view of working on getting better at it. If you are below that rank and you've never done it before, feel free to copy along just for the fun of it. Or feel free in that moment to insert the kata of your rank that you'd like to work on and use my count as the mark for that. But just as before, let's start with those 4 katas. Remember, the idea behind them is that even though we've done Taikoku number 1, if you're a black belt, you've done Taikoku number 1 maybe 500 times in your life, right? The idea is that your goal is to just go a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper into the perfection of those basic movements. Let's stand up. Face the red wall, take a big step back so you have plenty of room forward. And yoi. Taikoku kata number 1. Ready? Ich. Ni. Sun. Chi. Go. Ru. Sich. Hach.
Yeah.
Back leg turn. Ko. Ju. Ich. So now let's think about the idea I mentioned earlier in class about the two-phase blocks, right? This kata only has one block in it, Gedan Barai. Every single one of them from here on out, make it two-phased. Go. So the punch isn't. The punch, you just deliver it. Down the middle. Let me hear snap, snap. Sun. Snap, snap. Chi. Go. Rook.
Yeah.
Got two more opportunities to hit that Gedan Barai. Sitch. Snap, snap. Hach. Ko. Snap. Much sharper. Joke.
Yeah.
Don't nare. If you're at home, stay right where you are. We're going to turn 180 degrees right from where we are, right into Pinan Kata number 1. Breathe, breathe. Ich, all the way into Pinan 1. Ni. So, on the third count, we're going to turn and block, pull back and strike. That is 4 snaps. Snap to the setup of the lower block, perform the lower block. Set up to the Tetsui Gamanuchi, and then throw the Tetsui Gamanuchi. Ready? Sun. Snap, block, snap, strike. Chi, 7 punch. Gedan Barai. Go. Snap, block. 3 upper blocks coming. 2 phases on each one. Rook, snap, block. Sitch, snap, block. Hach, snap, block.
Yeah.
Very good. Now it's all Taiko number 1 for the next 8 moves. Ko. Ju. Ich. Ni. Sun. Chi. Go. Rook.
Yeah.
So Shutomoashi Uke, the circular knife hand block, you could say that the snapping your hands towards your front leg is like the first phase of it, but it doesn't really apply the way it does on the other blocks. The other blocks, the snap is like a wind-up. It's like a build-up. It creates tension that releases it. This one, not so much. You still can put a snap as your hands go down to your front leg before you do the circular motion, but it doesn't really help the second half in the same way. It's just more stylistic, but feel free. I just want you guys to see the distinction. Ready? Sitch, turn. You can snap to the front leg and then circle, but you don't have to. Hach, snap, and spin. Ko. Still try to have the end finish on a dime. Joke.
Yeah.
Very good. We now are going to nare. Come on back out of it. Shake it out a moment, catch your breath. Coming back in a moment, Kenshikai number 1. So Kenshikai Kata number 1, you can still do pretty strong and hard. We're then going to do Sanshin Kata, and there's an opportunity to get all of your breath back for the last couple of katas. So, Kenshikai 1, still go ahead and blast a little bit. You're fine space-wise, Andrew. You can go back to the right a little if you want. Yeah. Yoi! Kenshikai Kata number 1, upper block to the left. Double stab it. Ich! Ni, step and punch. Sun, look and block. Chi. Lower block down the middle. Go. Double punch down. Gedan Moro Teisuki. Rook. Stomach. Sitch. Hach Kiai.
Yeah.
We're stepping back, middle inside block. Double snap it. Go. Snap in, out. Double outside, excuse me, not double. Chudan Sota Uke, middle outside block. Ju. Lower block, Gedan Barai. Ich. To the left, 2 techniques, 1, 2. So if we're continuing with this snapping idea, there's actually going to be 3 snaps, right? Set up to the upper block, perform the upper block, and then just the reverse punch without a setup. Go. Snap, snap, snap. 2 punches, just 2 snaps, nothing fancy. Sun. Chi. Snap to the setup, snap to the block, snap the punch. And go. 1, 2 Kiai.
Yeah.
Very nice. Nare. Come back. Excellent. Adjust a little bit.
What's this?
And Mokuso.
What's
Sanshin Kata.
what's
So let's take the breathing concept from earlier in class and almost reverse it. So when you know that you need to start doing something that requires a lot of breathing, you want to breathe heavy. You want to let yourself really gulp in air because you know you need it, right? We now are going to do a kata that's slow and controlled. And so I now want you to try to slow your breathing down. Try to control it. You're telling your body now that it doesn't need as efficient, it doesn't need as a strong output. So start to bring that heart rate down. Start to bring that breathing down. Yoi. Sanchin kata. Right leg forward, both hands up. Ich. Punch and recover, ni. It's less about the sound and more about the breath. Step and punch. Sun. Chi, step and punch under. That tells us we're going to turn. Right leg goes laterally across. Go. Step and punch under. Rook. We're turning again. Sich. Hach. Ku. Ju. Third and final punch from this position. Ich. Ni. Sun. Chi. Go. Rook. Okay. Nore. Shake it out. So just to add a little bit of fun, something we wouldn't otherwise do. Trivia question on Sanchin kata. Two guys here aren't allowed to answer it. And here's the rule. I can't check on it, but this is what you got to do at home. I want you to answer the question without doing the kata again. You just have to picture it in your head. In that kata, how many punches are there that are not reverse punches? Might be a trick question. The answer is 0. Might be all of them are actually regular punches and not reverse punches. How many punches in that kata are not reverse punches, are regular punches? You guys could have your, whoever's with you, a parent, if there is such a thing in the room, go ahead and throw it in a chat there, and I'll let you know if you're right or wrong. You can't do the kata again, though. I know a couple of you at home, a couple of the kids, you guys are starting to do the kata with your body to get to that answer. Nope, got to do it in your head. Just picture it. And now, hopefully, the people on the who are about to do the kata here are not going to mess up their next kata because they're trying to figure out the answer to that question. By the way, if you're a 6th degree black belt, Shion Russell, you shouldn't get much credit for throwing the answer out there, whether it's right or wrong. I'm not even going to say if you're right. Shion Russell put an answer out there. Maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong. And immediately made Jake and Ruby's mom question herself on the answer because she put a different answer out there. And then Phil was credit. Don't let him do that to you, Nikki. It's a big bully. Shion Russell. Okay, Moxo. These guys here. Geik Sai Dai. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our 2 green belt, well not 2, 2 of our 3 green belt katas because we have it actually has a number of green belt kids at home for you to copy with. And yeah, dude, now Shion Russell is saying a whole bunch of stuff. Okay. Shion Russell, I do not consider the punches under punches. Why would those theirs aren't? I'm not even quite sure what they are. I'm sure you know what they are. As far as bunkai, I don't believe those punches are punches. And it doesn't matter, actually. No, because those are reverse punches also, aren't they? Yeah, okay. This is a terrible way to do class. Okay. Geik Sai Dai. Yoi. Yeah, no, those are reverse punches, even the ones that go under. Okay, you're being overly generous. Geik Sai Dai. Ready? Ich. Ni. Sun. Good. Turning the other way. Chi. Very good. Go. Rook. So this is a moment in this kata, especially for the new green belts at home. Stepping forward with either leg feels reasonable. One of them doesn't feel ridiculous. You have to just memorize here that it's the right leg that steps forward. And the other problem with this kata, because it's so symmetrical from here on out, you could step forward with your left leg here and not realize that you messed up until the very end of the kata. because then you're just like, why am I on this leg here at the end? Because everything is symmetrical from here on out. So just figure out a way to memorize on this 7th move here going forward. It's right leg San Shindachi. Go. Rook. Shihan Russell has just promised to demote himself a rank for that mistake. Sitch. It's unnecessary, of course. Front snap kick combination. Coop. Kick. Elbow. Back fist. Lower block. Reverse punch down. I'm going to sweep with our right foot. Kiai and Shuto Uchi behind us. Jump.
Yeah.
Very good. Stepping forward. Knee. Inside block again. Ibuki. Sun. Stepping back. Chi. Go. Sweep again. Rook.
Yeah.
Sitch. Full size Owazi Suki. For green belts in the room, it's very easy to confuse this with Kenshikai 3, where the Owazi Sukis get bigger as you're going forward. No. Geik side eye, they're all full size. Hutch. Ku. Stepping back. Ju. Recover. Right leg steps off. No. Trivia for this one, and again, you have to do it in your head. What counts are the 2 kiais in Geik side eye? Why the 2 guys here are working so hard in their brains right now to try and answer it themselves when they can't put the answer up on their phones like you guys at home can? I don't know, but they totally are. So, okay. That being said, we're moving on. Oh, I know, you were like almost there. You almost had both answers. But no, we're moving on. Pinan kata number 4. Yoi. And by the way, I'm not going to ask the same question at the end of Pinan 4, because then you clearly are just going to do Pinan 4 trying to remember where all the key eyes are so you can answer the question at the end. That's not the point. Ready? Ich. Ni. Sun. Chi. Go. Rook. Excellent form. Sitch. Except for that thing. Hotch. Ku. Joe.
Yeah.
So Kathy has answered 5 and 10. Never mind, she says. That I will not hold her to the first answer. Ich. Since you don't even get going down the middle until the 7th count, that's unlikely that one of them is 5. By the way, she pulled it back. The internet is written in ink though, so that comment will be there attached to this video for the rest of time. Just saying, okay. Go! Go! Well, Mickey, 11 and 18 is not bad, but even without knowing exactly what it is, the 18th count is a little too close to the end, right? The kata finishes at 20. You got those 3 Owazi Sukis, so 18 can't be right, but you're not far. Go! And I like that that means that those of you that are doing it are literally doing it in just your head, right? It should be hard. You should mess it up if you do it in your head. Doing it in your body is easy. Go! Go! Kathy just threw her daughter, her tiny daughter Sarah, directly under the bus by making sure we knew that it was her that said 5 and 10 and not Kathy. Okay, good to know. Go! Rook. Ho!
Yeah.
Ju. Nore. Come back. Very good. Shake it out. Very last one. Down on your stomach, everybody. 30 seconds. Any style of push-up that you would like. Begin. Go. Shihan Russell has come in with some answers. They're good ones. They took him way too long for a man of his stature. And down, roll her onto your back. 30 seconds. here, and at home, stand up.
Push.
Very good. Let's move over one step to the left to the marks. Good. Everyone at home, stand up, stand straight, take a few deep breaths. This will be a moment, again, where since your next thing, unless you're about to do some other exercise, will be calmer. Use your breaths to slow things down. Get yourself back in control. Everyone, Shinzen bow. Nice. Bow Shireki Shion. Nice. Bow here. Nice. Senpai Adri. Nice. Senpai is Christian.
Senpai.
Feet together, hands together. Moxa. Moxa and no. Once again, Shinzen bow. So I want you guys just have a seat for a second. One last thing to the camera, which is, so those of you that haven't taken class with me, those of you that do take class with me already know this, but those of you that don't take class with me, you know, I do inject a lot of joking and a lot of humor and a lot of lightheartedness into it. I am a strong, strong believer in the idea that someone can take a topic itself very seriously, yet still inject a lot of this into it. I don't think that finding humor and finding ways to be entertaining and all of that takes away from the serious approach that myself and my students take to martial arts. I think, in fact, it's a powerful learning tool. I think that our brains categorize things and lock them up in a lot of different ways, and humor can be one of them. You know, if I tell a funny story or I make a joke about something, yeah, being serious and stern definitely can motivate people to do things the right way, but so can being light and being funny about things as well. So when when I'll see one of your kids and I'll make fun of them in a way that they enjoy about what they're doing wrong, they'll laugh, maybe they'll let go of the fact that they messed something up, but they'll also remember that moment, right? And of course, if I just, you messed up, they're gonna remember that too, but not necessarily in a positive way, or not in a way that leads towards learning in the way that I'd like. It's also just my personality of it. You know, every generation of instructor is doing things the way their instructor did, but then their own personality put on top of it. And because many of us going back just 1 or 2 generations are going back to traditional Japanese instruction, which is very stern and very serious, sure, we kind of emulate that a little bit, but I think we can get to the same result, the same kind of serious version of our training without having to take every moment so seriously. I don't see why, especially now. There's so many things that are serious, and making jokes about stuff, it just feels like it's almost inappropriate. There's people dying. Get it. There's no one dying here on the floor. There's no one dying doing karate at home. Let's enjoy it. That's why you're doing it, right? Probably isn't because you're going to get into a bar fight anytime soon, because you're not allowed to go to a bar. All right. Thank you for joining us, everyone at home. Thank you, gentlemen, for helping me with this. We'll see you soon. Of course.